Let's talk about relating decimals to fractions. What decimal is represented by the fraction model showing 2 7/10? We know that if the complete circle is completely shaded in, then that means it is a hole. So we have one hole and two holes. So we know that our whole number is 2. We also know that each circle is divided into 10 equal parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of the circle shaded in. So our decimal is 2 7/10. What fraction of the squares will you have to shade to represent the decimal 76/100ths? We know that the first number is the tenths. So we need to shade in 7 groups of 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know that the second number is 6/100ths, or 6 small pieces. So we shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. That gives us 76 of 100 equal parts must be shaded in to represent the decimal 76/100ths. What does the denominator in the fraction 6/10 represent? The denominator means the bottom number in a fraction. The bottom number in a fraction means the total parts in the whole. So, in this fraction, it means that there are 10 parts of the whole and only 6 are shaded in. How can you explain the relationship between the decimal model and fraction 47/100ths? Our decimal model is this right here. To figure out what that is, we must count the shaded portions. We know that this decimal model means that there are 100 total pieces in our whole. We also know that each row is 10 pieces. So we know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 40 pieces completely shaded in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small pieces shaded in. So we know that the decimal model and the fraction are equivalent. What are the equivalent decimals to the following fractions? The fraction 3/10. We know that when using decimals, the tenths place only has one decimal place value to the right of the decimal point. Since the numerator of this fraction is 3, we know that the decimal to this fraction is 0.3. The next fraction is 46/100. Just like before, we know that when there are hundredths, instead of 1 digit to the right of the decimal place, there is 2 digits to the right of the decimal place. And since our numerator is 46, we know that our decimal is 0.46. Our last fraction is 8/100ths. Just like in our previous example, there is 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal point. But because there's only one number up here, we know that there is also an invisible 0 in front of that 8. So our decimal is 0.08.